Hello, I'm Heidi Elick, president of the Paradise Ridge Chamber of Commerce. Our chamber is an organization of business people sharing local pride, professional expertise, and a commitment to growth. Together, we promote the civic and commercial progress of our community. In that spirit, we're proud to present this digital forum for candidates running for Paradise Town Council in the 2024 election. We've compiled questions from our members and local business community to address the issues that matter most. Thank you for joining us as we move forward together.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. Let's start by having you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
My name is Greg Bolin. I've lived in Paradise since 1967. I moved here from LA, raised my family here. I have my wife. We married here in town in 1977 and raised 4 children. Got 13 grandchildren right now.
Our first question, what are your 3 primary motives for wanting to serve the town council?
My first has been the same every time, is I just want to serve the town. I love this town. We came here, like I said, in 1967, and I just loved being here. It was a great place. It was home, and I've just always wanted to have the opportunity to serve. Worked out of town for many years, so got the chance to come back, work in town more, and had the time to do that. So I know the first time I was asked that by a reporter, he says, "Why are you doing this? Why are you running?" And I said, "Because I want to serve." And he goes, "What does that mean?" And I said, "I just want to serve the town. I don't have an ulterior motive." I would have other things too that would be important to me. I know we need to get the downtown figured out and look at how that's going to move forward. I think that's vitally important for this town in the future. It can set a vision for where we go. And we also need to come up with some type of income source in this town. We almost went bankrupt right after I got on the council because we were living off of property taxes. Can't live off property taxes. We got to have some type of income, sales tax, or something going on that brings in income to this town, or we'll be right back where we were before. So those are the important things for me to come up with in this next session.
If elected, how do you plan to support local businesses and improve overall business climate in Paradise during your term?
Great question. I own a business here in town, so I know what it's like to have a business here. I think we can always communicate better as a town to our people and to our businesses. And so I think that's one thing I think we can work on, and I really would hope we could do better with. We do good, but like at the Brick, where we do our permitting stuff, every first Wednesday of the month, they have a session where the contractors, suppliers, and different entities can come in and sit and listen to a presentation from different important either suppliers or changes to the codes, or just things that are pertinent to those industries. We do that every Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month. They've been very good, and it's just a way to communicate to the building community. I think we can do that with our business community too. Have some type of, maybe not every month, maybe it's every quarter or twice a year, where we go over calendars. This is the events that are coming up, and give the businesses an opportunity to kind of collaborate and ask questions. So I think that's something I see as something we can do in the future to help out.
What is your vision for economic development in Paradise, and how do you plan to help drive growth and sustainability for local economy?
Another good question. A big one too. You can't, it's very difficult. You can't make businesses come to this town. But you can make it to where it is very attractive to them to be here. What do you mean by that? What I'm saying by that is, if we have a plan, if we have a vision for what our town is going to be, and we can portray that to these different companies and these different businesses that are interested in opening up here, that helps tremendously. So I know we can do that. I also believe that we can streamline our processes for businesses to come in. Uh, Government at its best is a very difficult thing to navigate, and I know that. Um, so if we can streamline the best we can our processes to open a business and be in business here in town, we've done a great job. I think we've come a long ways, but there's always room for improvement. Um, and in the process of making that better, helping those some of the bigger businesses I've heard in the past and talked to them personally, they go, "Wow, it's really a very friendly town to work. It's very business friendly, and we've appreciated our experience." And I've heard from other people that maybe it's their first time to open a business, that is very frustrating, and I get that. They haven't been through it before, and they don't understand all the ins and outs. How can we help them? So we need to be um, able to walk them through it, take the time to help them walk through it, and have the patience with them that they don't know what they don't know until they find out about it. So they sometimes you already know the right questions to ask. So and I think we've come a long ways, um, but there's always room for improvement in that.
All right. Well, that was our last question. Do you have any final statements you'd like to make?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that has supported me over the years. Um, it has been a lot of work. I'm not going to lie about that. It's been a ton of work, especially since the fire. But it's work that I feel very thankful that I've been able to be a part of. It's been worthwhile, and if you feel that I'm the person that can help move this town forward from here to the next 4 years, I'd love your vote. If I'm not, I understand, and I'll do everything I can to help people that do make it in. So anyway, thank you for your support up to this point, and I pray I get it moving forward. If not, that's fine.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. Let's start by having you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
My name is Colleen Corners. I have lived in Paradise for 24 years. I have family who lives and attends school here and also owns business. I have been involved in the community for quite some time. I'm a business owner myself, and I have been a member of several different organizations, the Paradise Rotary Club, the Art Center of Paradise, Paradise Art Center, Patch, Moose Lodge, the Community Garden. I'm an advocate for the Mallory May Foundation for Children with Cancer. And I also help the American Legion with fundraisers and with events. I am currently working with some of the small businesses and helping them with their needs. I communicate with the chamber, and I also communicate with the entities in Chico that can also add additional help to our businesses up here. That would be the Small Business Development Center and the Workforce Alliance and Core Three, excuse me. Um, but I've always worked with the people up here. After the fire, I advocated quite a bit for those trying to rebuild in Paradise and helping them with their lots, clearing them, surveying them, anything I could do, helping them with their insurances. I would be there. So I am happy to be helping in the community as much as I can.
Our first question is, what are your three primary motives for wanting to serve on town council?
Um, I would I would say the first one would be being that leader that is an advocate for the citizens of Paradise. Secondly, would be safety and preparedness. And third, I would say economic development.
Okay. If elected, how do you plan to support local businesses and improve the overall business climate in Paradise during your term?
Hmm. Well, there's a lot involved in that because we have so many things going on. First of all, I give grace to anybody that has to rebuild a town from the ground up. This is hard. We've come a long way in 6 years. We still have a long way to go. I know there's a lot of expectations. I think we need to be upfront with the community on the issues and get communications out better to the community. I hear a lot of people say, "I didn't hear about that. Why is this? Why is that?" They also need to clarify when a project is being done, where is that money coming from? People are concerned that money is being spent out of the town's general fund versus grants, not understanding that sometimes when you get a grant, that grant money has to go to a specific project only. So there's a lot of education that needs to be done, and I'm happy to help people learn about the different things that they don't know about. I think that we do have avenues of communication, but not everyone uses those. I'd like to try some different avenues to get messages out for people. As far as economic development, helping businesses to come to our town, we need incentives. We can work with different grant programs where the town can help out, or maybe there are federal and state grants that we can utilize to help the businesses be here and be sustainable as well. So there's a lot of different things we can do there. I just want to be a part of that and continue helping people as I do. I know, we are probably the easiest in the county as far as building departments to work with, but it doesn't mean we're always doing everything right. So I think if we can work with businesses as a whole, as a community, then we can make things work.
Next question. What is your vision for economic development in Paradise, and how do you plan to help drive growth and sustainability for the local economy?
Again, it would depend on. Right now, we're all talking about a sewer system that we don't have money for. So, do we want to see dirt for 5 to 7+ years, or do we want to give incentives for people to go ahead and try and put business in with a septic system, provided it's working? And just build off of that. And then possibly, if we do get a sewer system, then people can hook up to that. There was talk at one time, nothing in writing, that we would be able to waive the fees for the people who already have existing businesses, and then anyone coming in after that would pay the fee for hookup. I just would like to see the town start to grow and not wait on something that we're not sure about. Tourism, that's big to me too. I take information wherever I travel. I take information from our area and I drop it off outside of our area, whether it's in airports, motels, hotels, whatever. I'm putting our information out there, sometimes sneaking it into other chambers. If you go into the back of my car, you will find a booklet that's full of activities that Paradise Rec and Parks does, that they put on. I share that with people. If I run into them, they're from out of town, they're new in town. That's in the back of my car. I have voter cards back there. I have Firewise community information. I work a lot trying to find solutions. I will resource as much as possible to find solutions for people. Even if they have a question I can't answer, I'll try to look it up and give them a good answer. But there's a lot of work to be done. It takes a village, and I'm one person. I can't change things, but I can sure help to make a difference.
That concludes our questions. Would you like to offer any final remarks?
Yes, if I am elected, I will continue my role as an advocate for the citizens of Paradise. I will be the leadership that listens. I will participate with and for the citizens of Paradise. I look forward to your vote. Thank you very much.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. Let's start by having you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, hi, I'm Steve Woody Culleton. I'm currently serving a new term on the Paradise Town Council. I was elected back to the council in 2020. I served on the Paradise Town Council for 12 years, from 2004 to 2016, back in the days when we had a lot of people in town and not a lot of money. I came to Paradise 43 years ago, rebuilt my home after the fire, met and married my wife here in this town, and raised her. She's now 35 years old. And, I just love the community and I love being a public servant. I served on nonprofit boards and committees and involved in the community on various levels. Just really enjoy my time on the town council. I like being a representative of the people.
Thank you. Our first question: what are the 3 primary motives for you wanting to serve on the town council?
I think the first motive is I'll turn 80 years old this year, so I live on a fixed income on Social Security. Retired a number of years ago. So um, reality for older people, especially people living on fixed incomes, is a little different than it is for others. So I want to represent that element of our community. Also, I want to be sure that the people's voice is heard. Um, I don't mind asking tough questions of our staff and even of my colleagues at times, believe that it's necessary to not just rubber stamp things that are brought to us, but to investigate them, look for all of those things that are not being told, which I've found over the years on the council. Sometimes that happens. You'll get a budget or a staff report that won't have all of the information you need to make a decision that's going to be in the best interest of the community at large. And so those are a couple of the reasons. I love the community. I love what we have here. There's something very unique about Paradise, California, and the people that live here. It's a community where we care about one. And to be on the council, um, I will be the voice of the people. I listen to people. I go ask questions, and I find answers for them. So that's kind of why I want to be it. It's been what I've done for the 12 years I served previously, for the past 3.5 years. I'll ask those tough questions, and I'll tell the people the truth.
If elected, how do you plan to support local businesses and improve overall business climate in Paradise during your term?
Well, I shop locally. That's what I do primarily. Uh, when I rebuilt my home after the campfire, I used local contractors. We bought most all of our material through local vendors, and I used local tradesmen. I just strongly believe in that. Um, if I had the ability, I would take and either look for grant funds, which we've had some. The town has done a pretty good job with what little bit of money they were able to find. But I would like to make it easier for new business to come to town. Um, we have the opportunity for some people to come to town that will benefit the entire community as well as the town government. So maybe we can waive some fees, or maybe we can provide some incentives. I know we had grant money that allowed us to do that. That's been spent, so we should look for other grants to do that with, or we might want to look at using some of the funds that we have to create some methods. Use some of those funds to encourage new businesses to locate in town. It's kind of at least a couple of the things that I advocated and be looking for, and just make it easy on when I was talking to just make it easy not only for people to rebuild their homes in town, but for business to come to town. One of the situations that we have here, without a sewer, it really complicates it because septic systems cost a lot of money, especially for commercial development. So that's pushing as hard as we can to get the funding to build the sewer. That'll help some of that. But if we don't have people, a lot of like the fast food restaurants, McDonald's and some of those that were here pre-fire, they don't want to come back. You have to have a certain amount of population. Well, we're at 10,000 now. Some of them, it doesn't have to do with your general population. It has to do with your school population. So helping people rebuild their new home, helping businesses relocate or rebuild, looking for and providing incentives to local business. And I think the town should lead on our procurement policies. If we can buy things through a local vendor, I think we should, even if we have to pay a little bit more money. I mean, if we're gonna order stuff from Chico or Redding or San Francisco, that's not very pro local business. And I would advocate for that.
What is your vision for economic development in Paradise, and how do you plan to help drive growth and sustainability for the local economy?
My vision for economic development in Paradise, I would encourage us to try to recruit a couple of things. Recruit businesses that are going to cater to the youth. Our Parks and Recs department does a pretty good job of providing some things, but we might want to have more like the Palladium, more arcades, and more things that are youth oriented. Stores that would cater to the youth, either with clothing or sports equipment, whatever. Also, I think we should market ourselves in a couple of ways to businesses to relocate here or to come here for the first time for them. One of the things is be a part of the story, which we are the leaders in after a natural disaster that 95% wiped out our town of rebuilding. So that's a great story for a company or a business to be a part of that rebuilding, which is, we're pioneers. There are other people that are going through hurricanes right now, people in other countries that are coming to visit us because they've gone through some type of devastation, and to learn like what's important, what do you do first, how do you do it. And so for a business to come here to be a part of that story is pretty good PR for them. Plus it helps bring new people to the community. And like on the previous question, we as a town government need to invest in our local businesses in any way, shape, or that we can. If it's buying supplies for the community, if it's, and again, I would look for funding that we can either get through grants or free up some of our funding, budget some of our money for economic development and to bring new businesses in town. I've talked to other communities where they have incentives where, there's a lot of things that we can do that we haven't done because we never did them in the past. So let's look at some of those things. And those are some things I know I supported. I don't know if I spoke against it at the meeting, but like the airport, we're spending money on that. Some of the things that we're already doing for economic development, I think are proper. I think they're well thought out. And I believe that, we should continue to do those things. A couple of those things dried up because the funding dried up. So let's find some other funding and do that. Supporting the airport, that's an important thing. I'd like to see public transportation improved. It's a tough when you know about all of the details that go into that and where all the funding comes from for like the beeline and stuff. It gets tricky. I mean, we don't have enough ridership to support the services they provide. So there's a lot of things that go to it. So, but just mainly invite businesses and enterprises to come to our community. We're a thriving, growing community with a brand new population, and there's tremendous opportunity here. Plus, being a part of a story, being part of rewriting history, it's a positive thing. It's a pretty positive thing for companies to be able to advertise. They're part of the regrowth and the rebuilding, the rebirth of Paradise.
That concludes our questions. Would you like to offer any final remarks?
I think the only thing I'd like to say to the voting public and the citizens of Paradise is, it's a real honor to serve as your representative on the town council. I enjoy my time there. I do represent you. I listen to you. I'm available to you. I'm retired. I'm available 24/7 pretty much. I love this community, and my pledge to all of you, if you put me back in office, is that I will always study the issues, ask those tough questions, and I will make decisions and try to do the next right thing for the betterment of all of us. That's my story. Sticking to it. I hope you vote for me.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. Let's start by having you tell the viewers a bit about yourself.
My name is Heidi Lang, and I have been a resident of the Ridge for over 30 years. I
lost my home in the campfire and rebuilt. I work in the Upper Ridge in Magalia for a manufacturing company. I also volunteer a lot here in the community. I participate in the Rotary Club, the Moose Lodge, the Elks Lodge, all those kind of things. I tend to get myself into all sorts of volunteer commitments, which I enjoy. I have one son who's 25, and I have 3 dogs and 2 cats. And I really enjoy gardening and cooking and community service in general.
What are your 3 primary motives for wanting to serve on the town council?
My motives for wanting to run for town council are first and foremost just to help my community. I want to be part of the future of Paradise and to see it succeed. I would like to contribute to the direction and the momentum in our community. And I would like to foster more community engagement as our town council needs to basically reflect what the community wants. I would like to gather more information and input from the community as to what they would like to see for the future.
If elected, how do you plan to support local businesses and improve the overall business climate in Paradise during your term?
I would focus on identifying effective incentives to bring businesses to the Ridge and to support the current businesses here on the Ridge. Things like grants, maybe creative ways of helping them get a good start, and also ways of encouraging the residents here in the community to support them continually. I know often you'll hear about all of these places that we want to come here, but then it takes a conscious effort on the community's part to support them and, not go to Amazon to purchase stuff, not drive to Chico, to actually commit to supporting those businesses here on the Ridge.
What is your vision for economic development in Paradise, and how do you plan to drive growth and sustainability for the local economy?
If I'm elected, I would prioritize getting behind the sewer project and bringing a hospital back to the Ridge. I feel like those 2 items are very important building blocks to restoring the confidence and ensuring the economic viability of the Ridge. In addition, I would also try to encourage targeted and intentional business growth. Not that I would be for turning away any businesses that came up to Paradise, but I genuinely believe that we need to have the essentials first. And we need to know what the community wants, what they will get behind and support, and what will keep us from driving to Chico for making purchases, what will keep our money up here on the Ridge.
That concludes our questions. Would you like to offer any final remarks?
I would just like to express to the voters and the residents here in Paradise that I will work very hard to see that the future of our community is successful. And I will make a genuine effort to work together with the other town council members and to engage the community more and get their input on what they would like to see.
Thank you.